minutes late, but yeah, I'm here, so great to see everybody who's come on. And of course, today we're going to talk about camping equipment and what I would need. And just bear with me as I get a drink organised. Oh, Uncle Al. Hi there, Uncle Al. Yeah, I'm just still setting up. It's an hour earlier than when I normally go live, so just bear with me, and I'll be there in a minute. But yeah, really, really great to see you, Uncle Al, and don't know how many we've got here. One device that I'm streaming from showing 4 people watching, and this one showing 0, so who knows? It can be a bit hit and miss at times with what it actually shows these things, but anyways, it's great to see everybody, and yeah, I was wanting to talk about a project I have for my channel, and I'd sort of like to get outdoors and do a few camping videos, and today's live stream's just to discuss what'd be good to have, and what's necessary and what's not, sort of thing, and just to make a plan to get some gear together. So yeah, we're just here waiting for everybody to come on, and I did sort of share this out to a couple of people. Hopefully they can come on, but who knows with the time difference. I was hoping to see a couple of my friends from the UK come on, but you know, the time difference might sort of make things a bit difficult there. So I guess we'll just see who we get. And yeah, I'm just getting a drink sort of organised. I'm out of coffee, but anyways, never mind about that. And yeah, we're just sort of waiting to see who comes on and who's got some ideas to share, which would be really, really, really brilliant. Oh, this thing's going crazy. Always seems to do that. You know, seems to be how this thing works. But anyways, never mind. And yeah, it'll be interesting just to see who we get on and who's got some ideas to share and all of that. And let's go and grab my drink. And it probably won't be such a long live stream today, unless we get heaps of people coming on. But it's not looking like we will today, and I'm sort of doing this instead of my usual Thursday upload, as I didn't have anything in the bank that I really wanted to put up, so I thought, well, we'll just do a bit of an impromptu live and do that, and get a bit of lime water. I'm going to make myself a lime drink. But anyways, you know, don't know how many are going to come on, and you know, we might only be here for about 30 minutes and then call it a day. It just depends if we get anybody. And there's probably a few others going live as well, so you know, that's probably cutting things out a bit. But I guess we'll just see who we get, and you know, that'll be interesting just to see if we get anybody and get any ideas, and if anybody would like to share or not, I guess we'll just see what happens. And I know for quite a few people, you know, especially in the States and Canada, it could be a bit of a difficult time to sort of come on, because it is a little bit early for a lot of people. So, you know, it could be interesting just to see who we get. So anyways, we're just sort of waiting to see who we get, and if anybody's got some input. And yeah, it doesn't look like we've got any messages down below in the replies to this video, so I just checked that just to see if anybody dropped through and dropped a message. So who do we have here at the moment? And yeah, please do say hello and you know, share some of your experiences, and some of your ideas would be most welcome. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a couple started live on Instagram too, so that could be cutting a few people out. Oh, hi there, Sapphire Diamond Pearls. Great to see you. Oh, yes, just getting up. Well, great to see you, and yeah, it'd be great to hear a few people's input on this plan. And basically what I'm planning to do is, in probably, it'll be a month or so's time, you know, once the summer's over, to get out and to do a few camping videos. I haven't been camping in many years, and I've got no equipment whatsoever. So, you know, I'm sort of interested just to hear everybody's input. And, oh yes, 2:15 p.m. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just, you know, crash and you're just tired and you just got to, yeah, stop and take a break and take a rest, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm sort of thinking of planning like a camping video, and I haven't sort of been camping in years, and of course the equipment's different or better, or you know, all that now than what it was when I last camped, and you know, different gear is in use and better gear. So you know, just to hear a few ideas from everybody and get some input would be really great. And it's probably not going to be such a long live stream. Brooke Pabama, hello. Great to meet you. I've never seen you before. Oh, West Yorkshire, hi there. Great to see you. Great to see you. Oh yes, yeah, that's often a thing. More vitamins and minerals and things. Yes, Sapphire. So yeah, basically this is just a bit of an impromptu live. You know, just to discuss what gear I might need for camping and that sort of thing. I think it would probably, looking at the rules, it would probably have to be like in a camping ground. Oh yes, camping advice would be awesome. So that's basically what this live stream's about. Anybody who's got some camping advice and tips to share. Great to see you, Foxy Lady Outdoors. I haven't sort of camped for many years, and I used to really enjoy doing it. And oh yes, that sounds good. So you know, I don't have any gear whatsoever. I've sort of moved around, you know, across the globe a couple of times, so I don't have any gear whatsoever. So you know, recommendations for good gear that's not too expensive, and you know, what everybody should have, what be good to have, and what's not necessary would be great. Oh yes, well oh yes, Sapphire. Oh yes, Brooke, yes, I was in survivals. One, AC, I'm not sure who AC is. Maybe I know who AC is. And yes, oh yes, don't forget the camping mug for hot drinks. Yes, absolutely. Or a cookser or something like that. And of course, yeah, the backpacks or the rucksacks come in different sizes, of course. And you know, I don't even know what sort of size I should get, so you know, even some advice on that would be great. Oh yes, survival. Well, I'm thinking of getting one of those little propane hold down stoves. I mean, I do have the camping stove, but that's far too big and bulky to take with, of course. Yeah, I'm trying to think what they're called. I know the Jetboil brand, but they're as expensive as. But yeah, the Jetboil system, something similar to that. You know, I do have a camping stove, but you know, if you put that in a rucksack, it would just or backpack, it would just take up far too much room. I'll show you that, and I'll show you what I mean. It's just you know, take up far too much room. And you know, for what it is rather heavy. It's good for an off-grid situation, but It's not something you'd use for camping or that sort of thing because it's just a bit bulky and heavy. So, you know, I think a jet boil system would probably be good. Oh yes, I do watch a lot of camping videos, yes. But I mean, oftentimes, you know, a lot of people are sort of pushing gear, of course, which, you know, I don't blame them. I do watch the Outdoor Gear Review. I don't know if you know his channel. I do watch Luke and Susie, and they have some great products that they review and look at. And of course, you know, if something fails or doesn't sort of work to expectation, Luke certainly does sort of, you know, make it known that something's not up to standard. Oh yes, I'd be definitely looking at like eBay and Amazon, and also, you know, the Craigslist and those sorts of things for second hand. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. Oh, you're from Alabama, yeah. Yeah, well, my accent's a bit mixed up, of course, because I've lived in so many different places. So, yeah, thanks for that. That's interesting. I was hoping that Dustin or Care Bear might have got on, but they're obviously busy, and maybe the time difference is a bit, you know, savage for them. What time is it in the UK at the moment? Oh yes, from a company called Combat UK. Awesome. And you know, I'm sort of here speaking. What do you think I'd need? I'd also you know, there's like a discount store or a discount chain called Kmart here, and they do carry camping equipment, but their camping equipment's probably a bit heavier than you know, the more expensive gear. Oh yes, 21:20, so 9:20 p.m. But you know, you often see people, you know, speaking of axes and saws. Well, you know, do you really need those things, or oh yes, Sapphire. Oh yes, walking poles. Yeah, I have seen some of those in Kmart, and they're not that expensive. And you know, it's something I'd sort of forgotten about, but that could be a good tip if you're carrying a heavy backpack. I do have. Don't know if I can find it now when I want it. If I didn't want it there, it would be. I was just looking for my Leatherman knife, but I probably want a different knife than that. You know, look for a cheap knife or something. Yeah, I've heard that next storm you're going to get is going to be a real beauty. Yes. Quite a few people have been speaking of that, of the storm that's coming. 100-mile winds, wow. I know the other day somebody was speaking of 70-mile-an-hour winds, but you know, 100-mile, that's pretty extreme. Yeah, I've heard that from a few people. Even JJ Outdoors on a post on Facebook was saying that he's not going out this weekend because it's going to be just so savage. Oh, David. Hi there, David. That's one thing I'd love to do is camp out in winter. I mean, I have camped out in rain and that sort of long ago. Oh, 70 mile an hour was on Wednesday, so of course, I heard it was 2 storms that you're getting. So storm number 2 is obviously going to be a lot worse than storm number 1, yeah. And yes, a bedroll or an air mattress. Well, I'm sort of wondering what way to go with that. What everybody sort of recommends. And yes, I'm definitely thinking of pillows of some sort. You know, try and sleep without a pillow. The night can be a bit miserable. Oh yes, David. Yeah, I've been following that news. It's all very interesting. Yeah. And yeah, you get a very different story if you follow that news from independent sources. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, that's always the thing, West Yorkshire. Yeah, light gear. Walking poles, yeah, there's some people that make some beautiful walking poles. I've seen a couple of videos of you know, different things. But yeah, there was a couple of channels in the UK and a couple of people in the UK that I'd seen about the storms about, and it seems to be all over the UK almost. You know, I've heard people in the south of England speaking about it. Then I've heard people even as far north as Scotland speaking of the storms that are coming. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty nasty, the storms you've had, and pretty wide ranging. Oh, well, that sounds interesting. You're outdoors and it started to sleep, but it was a shame it didn't stick. Yeah, that's one thing I never see here, and I haven't sort of seen it since I've been here, is snow, yes. Yeah, I've heard they're pretty nasty, those storms. Oh, yes, 5 degrees Celsius. So, yeah, that's not really that cold at all, David. You're already, what's that, about 40 degrees, I guess, Fahrenheit. I'd go in the autumn, you know, once this summer's done. So it'll be like in a month or 2 months' time. So, you know, give me some time just to get things sort of organised. And I'd probably, you know, before I go out, I'd even do like a test camp or 2 out near the creek just to check how waterproof my system is and how it works. And you know, I'd only sort of go for like 1 or 2 nights. You know, 1 or maybe 2 nights. It just depends where exactly I go. I've sort of been researching a few different areas where to go. You know, obviously I'd want to be out of the city. I sort of you know, had it with cities, and you know, to get out of the city somewhere would be brilliant. Oh, yes. Interesting, David. Oh, yeah, that will tell the size of the pack you need, yeah. So, yeah, that's good advice. A 35 to a 45 litre rucksack would do. So, would you sort of recommend to sort of get the 45? You know, I found, you know, when you're sort of traveling in a small suitcase compared to a bigger suitcase, you know, if you sort of take the weight into account, you often end up, oh, there's not really enough room in this bag or what have you, and wish you had a bigger bag. So I guess you could always go with a half empty rucksack, but one that's over full and overflowing and you can't sort of get everything in is probably a disadvantage. I don't know, what's your thoughts on that? Yeah, good thoughts. Just go for the 45 litre just in case, yeah. And yeah, walking poles. Well, I do see them at Kmart. They're only about $10 each for the you know, the walking poles. Yeah, well, that's always the thing, you know, carrying water and also, you know, a water purification system. Outdoors with Big Match. Hi there, Big Matt. Oh, yeah, well, the snakes here, unless you actually step on one or corner one, the snakes are pretty shy. You know, they're deadly toxic and deadly venomous, but they don't chase people. And generally, if you leave them alone, they'll sort of, you know, bolt in the opposite direction to where people are. But of course, you know, in the cooler months, you know, once it cools down a bit, well, you know, snakes will be less of an issue too. And of course, you know, you'd want to find a bit of an area that's, you know, clear of brush and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, I don't know where that was, David. There's shark attacks happen all the time in this country. You just don't sort of hear it so maybe so often in the news, but you know, there's often an attack. There's probably an attack every week, really. But you know, it's not really always on the news. A Borodite, so that's what you'd sort of recommend. I don't. There's none around here. I don't know if there's ticks in the areas where I'd be looking to go or not. I'd have to research that. It just depends if there's any deer in those areas. But you know, I am certainly aware of ticks, and you know, check for those. And I know a lot of people get is it pyrethrin or something, and treat a lot of their gear with that for ticks. So yeah, I'm certainly aware of ticks. I don't know if there's any in these areas or not. I'd have to research that. And it may be good just to be prepared just in case, because there could be ticks in areas that aren't sort of listed as having ticks. Yeah, comfortable footwear, yes. You know, hiking shoes or hiking boots of some sort, and a good sock system. So, of course, you know, that's something, you know, that's got to be looked into. And, you know, probably everybody's got some recommendations there that would be quite valuable and quite useful. Oh, yes, the hiking boots you have are really comfortable. On Sydney Harbour. So is that the recent one you're speaking of, David, or that from some other time? Yeah. Yeah, I do know how to use a map and compass, but I haven't done it for some while, so I'd have to brush up on that, just to get back up to speed with that. I probably wouldn't, just in case I wander off somewhere where I shouldn't. I probably wouldn't go that far off the beaten path until I sort of get a bit more confident doing things. But yeah, that's a good point. Map and compass. And yeah, I'd actually haven't sort of used a map and compass much in years. It's all been GPS, so I've sort of got to get back into practice with that. And of course, watch a few videos on that and a few tips. I know there's a few YouTubers that give really great tips on map reading and how to use them. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, you sort of hear stories about shark attacks here all the time, but it probably doesn't make the world news. So you'd recommend like a dome tent? Yeah, that's a good tip. I'd sort of probably think about like a two-person, because oftentimes, I don't know how it is now, but in the past, a tent that was sort of quoted as, for example, one person was very, very cramped for one person. Two-person was really only for, one person and gear. So a twin skin, yeah, that's a good point. And, that's something I wouldn't have thought of. So, really, really good that you bring that one up. A double wall, well, it's probably going to be a bit better. And definitely I'm not wanting to go, just now, because it's bug season, and so, bug season's not so nice. So 3000 HH, no, I don't, David, no. So 3000 HH, would that be West Yorkshire? Would that be your waterproof rating? Oh yes, hydrostatic headroom. Oh yes, so that is waterproof rating. Yeah, I thought that's probably what it was, waterproof rating. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting to hear. And I would actually, before I use it to go camping, I'd actually set it up here a few times, and maybe even just do like a dummy run of a camp out by the creek sometime, and especially if there's going to be heavy rain, just to see if it is waterproof. And obviously if there's bad leaks when I'm testing it, it doesn't matter. Oh yes, 5,000 is better, but 3,000 is okay. Well, that's good to know those figures and what to look out for. Just to, of course, test it first. Yeah, lots of black flies and mosquitoes in Canada. Well, of course, in your warmer months, David, yes. Lots of skeeters here at the moment too, and there's some biting flies that they call march flies, and they're probably similar to your black flies, only that they're not black, they're striped, but they bite and it hurts. And yeah, those things sort of take chunks out of your skin, and yeah, there's a few of those around. Oh yes, make sure it's green or brown in colour. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm not I'm not really going to be wild camping. I'd sort of go where it's permitted, but it's still a good. Oh yes, well yeah, you sort of stick out pretty much in a green or a brownish woodland with a red, yellow, or blue tent. Yeah, that's pretty true. Oh, Castle Hives, hi there. Great to see you. Great to see you, Brian. And you've got a few videos for me to catch up with again, so I'll be watching them a bit later on. But yeah, we're just sort of talking about some camping gear that's needed because, oh yeah, I'm okay. Hopefully these lockdowns will be done here forever now, and I was wanting to do it last year and even the year before, and we got locked down. But I'm wanting to do it, and of course, you know, all the camping stores were all closed and all that sort of thing, and so it didn't sort of happen. But I'm going to do it this year. I want to get and do some camping videos and more outdoor videos. Oh, absolutely, leave no trace. Even when I go out walking in the woodland, I have a baggie with that I pick up any trash that I find, because that's the last thing you want is, you know, an outdoor area that's just covered with trash. Oh, well, that sounds great, Kelly. Awesome. So a big hello here to Retro Oregon, Kelly. Great to see you as well. And of course, everybody who I watch speaks about leaving no trace, and yeah, that's a very important point. And of course, if you've got people trashing things up when they go out, well, the authorities might end up banning, you know, camping in certain areas or hiking in certain areas and all that sort of thing. So, you know, it's always important to make sure you leave the place clean, and oftentimes, you know, if you can leave the place cleaner than when you found it, because there's often some grub that's dropped a beer can or a drink container or, you know, candy wrappers or something, and it made a mess. I must grab another drink here. All this talking sort of gives me a dry mouth. So more lime water. I'm out of coffee. And of course that'll be, you know, another consideration. You know, drinks that I carry. You know, 3-in-1 coffee or brewed coffee or. The only thing is brewed coffee is you've sort of got to carry something to brew it up in. Just some lime juice here, and I'll just get some sugar syrup and some water, and that'll do for a drink for now. And of course, you know, you see a lot of those hiker meals and camper meals. They're pretty darned expensive. I wonder if for cost wise, and of course that'd be much the same weight, if you're just as well off going with you know, a lot of sidekick meals or something like that. And then of course, you know, just having a steak or something special that you take out frozen in your little cool bag, and you know, just so that you can have one meal at least that's sort of special, and then a lot of the other time, you know, sidekick meals or something like that. So, you know, that's sort of an interesting thought. So, anybody else got any more ideas we can share? We're not going to have a super long live stream today. It's just sort of discussing some of the different things we might need. I thought Hope might have come on, but she must be busy. Jocelyn from Hope for Life Walker, but she must be busy. So yeah, we don't sort of we're not seeing her here today. And I know she has been rather busy with the course that she's doing and all of that. So she's probably not getting on. And Todd's probably busy. I thought he might have dropped in, but he'll be watching back later, I'm sure. So yeah, probably the time's a bit early for Todd. He's pretty busy. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, sorry, David. We don't sort of want to speak too much about politics here. It sort of causes issues on YouTube. So yeah, we won't sort of go too much into politics here about that. Anyways, yeah, we're here to speak camping gear and camping advice and outdoor advice. So, I'd love to hear anybody else's input. Wondering where I put this Leatherman knife that I've got. Well, it's actually a cheap version of that. When I want it, I can't find it, and when I don't want it, there it is straight away. Thinking where it is. But yeah, it could be handy just to carry with, just because of the pliers and the different tools in with it. What's everybody's thoughts about like having axes and saws and that sort of thing? Do you think they're really necessary, or is it overkill, or one or the other, or both, or what's your thoughts on that? Just waiting on some input here. Probably everybody's sort of busy doing things, which I do understand as well. And yeah, just looking here on alerts, yes, Mike of TA Outdoors has got a new video up, so I'll be watching that a bit later, of course. Yeah, I guess everybody's sort of a bit busy here. Oh yes, that's good advice. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be chopping down anything that's alive. If I was going to cut anything, it'd be like a dead branch on the ground sort of thing. And, you know, a big thing too is, at least here, dead standing even, you know, could be habitat for something. So, you know, it's probably best just to leave it stand because, you know, there's probably some bird or some animal living in that. So, you know, it's something I'd sort of leave it stand. So, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, try and use what's on the forest floor. Yeah, good point. Good point there. Yeah, you've got axes and saws, but unless you're going to build something out of wood, leave them at home. Yeah. But yeah, that's a really, really good point to always try and use what's on the forest floor. But yeah, we'll probably end this live stream in about another 15 minutes. I'd sort of planned only just to go live for an hour, just to get everybody's input, and it's probably something we'll speak more of in my upcoming lives as well. As you know, probably somebody will think of something interesting or useful, so it's something we'll no doubt speak about more in upcoming lives. But I think I definitely would test the gear out, you know, in my backyard first before I even, you know, go out. Just, you know, the air mattress might end up being an epic failure, or the tent end up being an epic leaker or something like that. Oh yes, don't forget to make a video of your camping experience. Yeah, I definitely would be videoing it. That's sort of number one that I'd be doing. So you know, probably a slightly bigger tripod. Not tripod, Arielle-Viking, a slightly bigger backpack, just to that would fit the tripod in. Yeah, I definitely would do that as a test run first, West Yorkshire. You know, probably one or two of those. Try and get one on a really rainy night as well. You know, just to test that the tent and the gear doesn't leak. Yeah, to test the gear. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I know in the last couple of years we did see a lot of backyard camping videos because a lot of people would have been out camping and they couldn't get out, and of course they really wanted to test their gear and check their gear and that sort of thing, and it was still an opportunity to make a video, whereas if they couldn't get out where they usually got out to make videos, at least they could get some content up on their channels. Yeah, I'll probably be buying some gear and looking for some gear over the next couple of months. So, you know, I'm sort of ready just to buy some gear now, or to start buying some gear now. So, you know, just to start getting things together. Oh yes, changing things around from what you see. Almost at your community tab, retro, yeah. Yeah, I hope you can get that soon. I don't know what they've changed now. They're always changing things around YouTube, so it's probably, you know, and ongoing. Oh yes, good point, West Yorkshire. I'm just ready for this summer to end. Today's a bit cooler, thank goodness, but we've had a lot of very hot weather. The last couple of days have been a bit cooler, thank goodness, but yesterday afternoon sort of warmed up a bit and got fairly warm because all the cloud we had in the morning, the nice cloud burned off, and a clear sky, and the sun sort of gets rather burny and things get rather hot here very quickly when the clouds go on at this time of year. We're currently looking at 64 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's actually quite pleasant. It says, well, it's not raining at the moment, but it was a little bit windy out here earlier. It says there's a 70% chance of rain at 9 a.m., which is in about 7 minutes' time. I don't know if there'll be a shower in 7 minutes' time, but it doesn't sort of look like it will at the moment. I guess we'll see there. And wind temperature, we're looking at about 18 miles per hour. So, yeah, it was a little bit blowy earlier, but nothing crazy like what you're all getting. So, everything's sort of not too bad there. Oh, I closed this and somebody's come on. Oh, Guardian Prepping. Hi there, great to see you. Great to see you. Oh, yes, Foxy Lady. Sent some nice weather in the UK. Yeah, could definitely, if anybody wants some hot sun and that sort of thing, I could happily send it along. I'm sort of over the heat and over the hot sun and over getting sunburnt, so, just hanging out and waiting for this summer to end. And I've sort of got to work out and see when Easter is as well too, because that's the last thing I'd want to do, is to actually be out over the Easter weekend, because all the camping areas will be pretty crowded then. In this country, it seems to be the last chance before next spring or next summer that people go out and camp. So all the camping areas can get pretty crowded during Easter, because the general population here in this country doesn't like to winter camp. So I'm sure in Queensland or the northern states things are a little bit different, but of course down here in the southern states and Melbourne, people don't like to winter camp, so it's sort of their last sort of effort. A camping company called Go Outdoors. I'll have to Google that. I don't know of it, but yeah, I'll have to Google that and just see if there is. There could be like a camping company called Go Outdoors here, but it might even be non-affiliated with the one you're speaking of too. That sort of does happen at times, that there's companies with the same name and they're not affiliated. Yeah, that's good advice, and yeah, interesting to look into. Really, really interesting to look into. Anyways, while we're here too, I must remind everybody to check out the links down below. I do have a link to my merchandise store, so if anybody would like to support my channel out in that way, that would be really brilliant. And all of that. any more tips and ideas before we do call it a day? Because yeah, I'd sort of planned just to you know, have this live for about an hour and cut it off at an hour. So you know, any other ideas and tips and ideas? Unless we get people crowding in and we get a crowd of people, we'll sort of cut this one down to an hour. As I know there's a few other people that are probably wanting to have their lives. Oh yes, you think I'm okay for now? Yep. And I'm sure if anybody comes up with more tips, I will leave this live up. So I'm sure if anybody comes up with more tips, they could just drop a comment in the comment section. There's always plenty of things to think about, and of course we'll speak of this subject more in upcoming lives, and you know, if anybody sort of gets any good ideas or tips or you know, brand recommendations or that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. Today's live was just really, you know, just to start the discussion and you know, just think what might be needed. Oh, Slingshot Warrior. Hi there, Slingshot. Life draws. Yeah, we were sort of speaking of water filtration systems, and you know, what's your recommendation? A life straw might be as good as any or the best of the lot. Oh, I'm so sorry, Slingshot. I'm so sorry to hear that. Really, really sorry. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the Sawyer system. I've heard they're pretty good. Yeah, absolutely, Slingshot Warrior. Prayers for your family, yes, and please accept my condolences for the passing of your mom. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's a yeah, you know, oftentimes, yeah, it's best not to say anything unless the person first says, yeah. Oh yes, the $30 one's on Amazon. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. I do have Amazon here, and I do have an account on Amazon, so I'll be checking that out. And of course, I'll be checking a lot of things out on Amazon, and then comparing prices and just saying, you know, what the best prices are, because sometimes when you take the postage and handling into account, things on Amazon don't always work out to be as cheap as what you could find them elsewhere. But you know, that's one thing I'll be looking into. Also, some sort of a stove system, you know, like a jet boil, or well, there's actually like the cheap Amazon version of that uses the propane cylinders similar to a jet boil, because jet boils themselves are rather expensive here. So, you know, it's something I'd be looking into. And, of course, you know, the whole cooking system. But anyways, we're going to call it a day here and move on, because I've sort of only, you know, planned to have like an hour live stream today, just to, you know, get the subject out there. Oh, wow, I didn't know that you didn't have such easy access to Amazon in South Africa. Yeah, because it's certainly, you know, there's a local Amazon site here in this country, and I just thought they had it in most countries. I wish we had easy access to Walmart here. You know, if I want anything from Walmart, I have to use a drop shipper. Thank you, West Yorkshire. Thank you. Yeah, God bless you also, Slingshot Warrior, and your family, and you have my condolences, and I hope you have much happier and better times really soon. But anyways, we'll call it a day here on this live stream, and I should really set my usual Saturday live stream up as well, and get that set, which you know, that would be from about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But yeah, we'll just call it a day here and end this live stream. And I wish everybody a really, really wonderful afternoon or evening, depending where you are, or morning for those watching in this country. But anyways, take care, God bless, and until next time, bye-bye.